Good afternoon, everyone. All right. You all are an amazing crowd. I only had to do that one time, and I didn't even have to do Silent Coyote on you all. This is awesome. So good afternoon, and welcome to our first ever Public Health Honors event. This is not on my page, but I do just want to take a moment to thank the MarCom team, our marketing and communications team, for bringing us this really lovely closing to the year. So we'll talk a little bit more about it, but this is, of course, the first time that we've done something like this at the school, and I really do just want to say hats off to the team that helped to bring us together in this way, so thank you. So this is a really exciting moment for our school community to pause and celebrate before our final push towards the end of the semester. I want to say thank you to Ricky Nallett, who's providing some uplifting music for us today. And thank you to folks who are here in the room today for joining us. We have a dozen award winners, nominators, and guests in attendance here today. And many, many more folks in the school are joining us via the live stream today. So thank you to everyone for being here. I'm pleased to open this program. If we haven't had a chance to meet, I am Whitney Peoples, and I'm the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the School of Public Health. This event, Public Health Honors, is an opportunity to recognize just a few of the outstanding individual contributions to our school community. It's an opportunity to celebrate all our community has achieved over the past year, not only what has transpired between all of us, but also the good work that has helped to create healthier and more equitable communities around the world. When we are serving out our mission, it takes individual contributions to pursue a healthier world for all, and those add up to a community of change makers, and that's exactly what we have at the School of Public Health. So this is the first time, as I mentioned, that we've ever recognized all of our all-school awards in one place. In the past, these awards were handed out at different times and in different venues. And while the awards were no less worthy in the past, our school leadership felt we could do more to uplift the honorees and in turn uplift the school community. And with all the physical distancing of the past 2 years, we really wanted to have a celebration that created a connection between all of these awards and the excellent work that they represent. So here we are, hosting our first ever Public Health Honors with 16 individuals and student organizations about to be recognized for their contributions to our school and beyond. And there's a really special aspect to all of these awards that we're going to hand out today, and that's that all of the winners were nominated by a colleague. That means that all of you are observing folks around you and then investing time to write a nomination. And we have dedicated committees across the school that review those nominations, and they have the very difficult job of selecting a final winner among the many, many deserving nominees. So thank you to the folks that serve on those committees and do the hard work of deciding who we will lift up today, knowing very well that we are not able to lift up all of the good work and all of the deserving individuals in our school community. One of the most powerful ways that we have to build a culture of respect, inclusion, equity, and belonging is to share stories of how we care for one another. And that's ultimately what we're celebrating this afternoon. We're celebrating care. How do our educators care for us? It's expressed in their teaching, and today you'll hear about 2 individuals who will be recognized for their excellence in that regard. How do our students express care? It's in their commitment to service, their leadership, and their mentoring. And you'll hear stories about students who absolutely excel in those areas. So, as you listen today, I would ask that you aim to draw some inspiration from these examples of caring from your colleagues and your friends in the school. Let's continue to work toward creating an ethical, connected, and supportive school community that values demonstrations of caring in our actions and in our words. So we'll get started. Before each honoree accepts their award, you'll hear a little bit about the award and about why that particular honoree is so deserving. Those will be the stories of caring that I'll ask you to really listen to and to draw some inspiration from. And to kick us off, I'd like to invite Dean Du Bois Bowman up to provide a few remarks and to present the first award. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Whitney, for kicking us off. And I'd just like to echo her sentiment about how nice it is to be here together as a community. And for me, as we've begun to do a few more events together just in recent weeks, I approach each one with a sense of sort of renewed appreciation, given all of the challenges that we faced over the last couple of years. So it's great to be here tonight for this purpose, just to celebrate so many successes within the school's community. One of the privileges that I have in my role as dean, sort of sitting in a very central position, and is being able to have a broad view of all of the amazing work that takes place across the school. And I talk to faculty across departments who are doing amazing research and impactful research. I speak with students and learn about their internships and other activities, sometimes even what they may be learning in class. And I hear from staff about the important things that they're involved in day to day just to keep our school functioning and thriving. And I have a appreciation sometimes of being able to work alongside of many of our staff working in that capacity. But in a school of our size, although I'm acknowledging now that I have the privilege of having this view, sometimes colleague to colleague, student to student, it's easy for much of this to get lost, particularly when you have people who are working in different departments or on different teams. And so that's why I'm pleased to hold this event this afternoon to recognize and to celebrate our community's noteworthy accomplishments and really having an opportunity to shine a light for all others to see. Our faculty, staff, and students are not only working toward that public health mission and trying to make our state, our nation, our world a better place through their research, teaching, public health practice, and service, but they're also working to make our community a better place. And whether it's through organizing meaningful events to welcome our new students, mentoring peers, serving community, sharing your passion for public health through teaching and research, developing experiential learning, or advancing our DEI work. Each of you is contributing in very important ways that will make a positive impact on our school and all of us at this moment, but also shaping our school for years to come. Your effort and dedication to excellence matter, and they inspire us all. And so I hope that as you learn more about the awardees tonight, that you too can share my sense of pride in all of the great work that takes place in Michigan Public Health. So with that, I'd like to now jump in and get started with the awards. So I'm excited to present the first award of the night, which goes to the Student Leader of the Year. This award is presented to an individual who has held a leadership position in a public health student organization and made exemplary contributions to the public health community. It's granted to someone who's demonstrated strong leadership skills as well as a commitment to treating all with respect and dignity. So we start out our very first public health honors program, the very first award, with a bit of a challenge. That is, there's so much notable work by our students. How do you narrow it down to be able to select one student? And so what I'd like to do is start out by beginning with an honorable mention, which I'm pleased to present to Sienna Mark. If you'll just hang on momentarily. So Sienna is the vice president of the Health Policy Student Association, and she led the health policy case competition this year. And her nominators noted that she did an excellent job taking this really big and complex event and organizing and planning and kicking it off to have a really successful event. One of the notable things was that she helped to create a new vision for the competition that would be more fair for undergraduate participants. And she also opened the competition up to our branch campuses in Flint in Dearborn. So thank you, Sienna, for your contributions to our school community. So please join me, everyone, in congratulating Sienna. So now I'm very pleased to present the Student Leader of the Year to Sasha Chechova. Sasha has held leadership positions in several student organizations, including Public Health Student Assembly, Students Engaged in Global Health, and the Epidemiology Student Organization. And on top of this, she's a member of the Public Health Action Support Team, or FAST, and Admissions Ambassador, and a GSI, a Career Center peer advisor, and a Washtenaw County Health Department intern. And she has volunteered for several local organizations. So just think about all of that and taking exams. What I find most impressive about Sasha is the way that she went above and beyond to create community on campus this year. And this has included a number of things, but organizing social events, holding workshops to help students understand funding opportunities, offering career advice, and more. One nominator said, "Throughout my time within the School of Public Health, I met very few students who are as passionate and engaged with the local community as Sasha." And another noted, "From the start of the year, Sasha was active in promoting community within the first year cohort across SPH and strived to make everyone feel included and welcome. She will continue to make this school a better place in any way that she can." So it's clear that Sasha has exuded characteristics and attributes of a natural leader. And I know that Sasha will continue to go on to do many great things, both in time remaining here at the School of Public Health, but more importantly, as Sasha leaves and enters the workforce. So please join me in congratulating Sasha on Student of the Year.
Good afternoon. I'm Sharon Cardia. I'm the Associate Dean of Education at the school. And I'm pleased to introduce the two teaching awards, one of which is the kind of favorite of the faculty. It's the Award for Excellence in Teaching. And as many of you know, teaching is a mainstay of our school. And unlike many other research universities, it's tremendously highly prized, and it's a part of what we do in order to serve the students and to serve the world. Each year, students come to us in all sorts of different backgrounds and desires to make a difference in the world, and for faculty to meet them where they are and to take them into their disciplines has been, one of the sort of greatest gifts that we can offer back to society, and the faculty work incredibly hard to do this. And nobody here knows more than you sitting in the room just how difficult the last couple of years has been to do that. And we've actually done an amazing job, I think, that we never anticipated we would have to pivot so fast or dig so deep. But faculty like Matt Zawastowski, who won this year's award, did that. They pivoted, they reached into, I think, their kind of deep creative selves. And there are many ways in which Matt has been developing his teaching prowess for years, and it has been off the charts, I think, this past year. So I'll give you just a little bit of an example of just how deep and dedicated of an instructor he is. So he does both summer programs and the Big Data Summer Institute. He works and provides sort of excellent, outstanding instruction to the undergraduates. He teaches, I think, the largest class in biostatistics in the school to non-majors, and they love it. Some have even said that the reviews were shockingly good. So, to be able to receive that kind of accolades from non-majors is something that many faculty dream of, and we're very, very, proud of his ability to do that. And his department chairs, I think, accurately sort of called him a pioneer in pedagogy and biostatistics. And he's even taken that to teaching about teaching to the PhD students in the department. So all around, just an outstanding, outstanding teacher. And I'm not going to give the award. We're going to let a student do that. So I'm going to ask for Huda Bashir to come up and actually provide the award. It's more fitting that the students be able to do that. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Cardia. I am currently an epidemiology student at Public Health, and I am one of those non-biostatistics students that Dr. Cardia was referencing. I took Dr. Z's course in the fall of 2020 when many of us were experiencing hybrid or remote courses for the first time. I was especially nervous because I hadn't been in school for almost 10 years, and I thought that would put me at a disadvantage. But Dr. Z demonstrated great care with both the course material and the external pressures on us as students. Not only did he make the content approachable and enjoyable, but he provided flexibility. In the end, what mattered most was mastery of the material and not just due dates on a calendar. His goal was to create an environment that fostered learning, and he accomplished that. Dr. Z reignited my love for mathematics, and I developed a newfound interest in statistics. I really enjoyed the lab assignments, and I learned that not only could I grasp and apply the concepts, but I had unearthed confidence in my ability to do so. This was truly exciting, and I began to see new possibilities for my career and my future. Dr. Z stands out to me as an instructor, and I feel so fortunate to have taken his course. He invests deeply in his students and demonstrates great care for them. During office hours, we certainly talked about statistics, but our conversations also helped develop a bond. I know that now and in the future, I can always reach out to Dr. Z for advice and support. I'm incredibly grateful to have had him as a professor. Please join me in congratulating Matt Zawastowski, the 2022 recipient of the Excellence in Teaching Award.
So I'm supposed to say something, I guess? Real quick, my wife, I said I might have to say something. She said, don't worry, you're not going to be the first one that has to talk. Just listen to what they say and make it up. But thank you, Dr. Cardia, for this award. And I want to thank Bramar Mukherjee and the Biostat Department for creating a place where somebody who likes research but loves to teach can fit in the School of Public Health. I want to thank the GSIs that I work with because these giant classes, they will not be a success unless you have buy-in from your GSIs. And you can't have teachers without students. And I see many students I've had here, this year it's been rough, right, the past couple of years. And to receive this when, honestly, we haven't even met in person. This is the second time I've met Huda in person. We spent so many times in office hours talking, and she was right, there was a bond that was formed, and it was a surprise. I didn't know you were going to present. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Danny Cole, and I'm the Student Life Program Manager. I'll be at the podium tonight, here and there, providing some awards to our outstanding students. So first, we're going to do the Commitment to Service Award. This award is presented to an individual who has demonstrated a strong commitment to service within the School of Public Health and beyond. This person embodies the School of Public Health's commitment to fostering equitable partnerships with individuals, communities, and practitioners. We received several outstanding nominations for this award. It was really hard to choose. So before we congratulate our award winner, I'd like to recognize Meghna Singh. Meghna received an honorable mention in the Commitment to Service category. She is a passionate advocate for mental health promotion and suicide prevention. She is involved with the annual Depression on College Campuses Conference, the Health Minds Network, and the American Foundation for Suicide at Michigan. Thank you, Meghna, for everything that you do at our school. Can you please come up? Okay, now on to our award winner. I'd like to congratulate Maria Cruz as the 2022 recipient of the Commitment to Service Award. Maria's nomination outlined 2 initiatives that she's dedicated her time and energy to outside of her studies. She is described as instrumental for her work with the Michigan chapter of Public Health Awakened, which organizes its members around issues of social justice and health equity. Maria onboards new members of the group and has translated some of their resources into Spanish. Additionally, Maria has been a crucial volunteer for vaccination clinics in the Latinx community. She has helped recruit volunteers, create promotional flyers, and help clinic attendees fill out paperwork. The organization she works with has been featured on NPR and cited for their success in reducing disparities. Please join me in congratulating Maria Cruz as the 2022 Commitment to Service Award winner. Please come up.
All right, hello again, everybody. As a reminder, my name's Sasha, and as the incoming Public Health Student Assembly President, I'm going to help hand out awards to some of our student organizations. I am pleased to recognize the Public Health Students of African Descent organization for the Outstanding Event of the Year for its Being of African Descent in Public Health event that was held in February. Based on the title, the award is a bit self-explanatory, but it's not just about presenting a great event, it's also about what impact the event has had on our school community. In the nomination, this event was lauded for several aspects. First was the open and frank discussion with Dean Bowman about health disparities in the Black community, as well as the importance of self-reflection in public health work. Secondly, the event created a space for people of non-African descent to gain more insight into the significance, strengths, and complexities of Black health and Black health professionals. Finally, the event was interactive, intimate, and personal. Attendees have asked that this event become an annual offering and pointed out that it was an excellent space for unity, fellowship, and hope. Please join me in congratulating the Public Health Students of African Descent for the Outstanding Event of the Year and welcome Cecily Barnes up to accept the award on behalf of Facade. All right, now we'll move on to the Student Organization of the Year Award. There are more than 40 student organizations at the School of Public Health. Each one has a unique mission that supports students and their interests. Student organizations are a great way for students to learn new skills, pursue issues they care about, get socially connected, and deepen their understanding of their classmates and the world around them. With classes, jobs, group work, papers, and projects, you might think that students don't have time for anything else. But the really cool thing about student orgs is that students actually make time to participate. Student organizations enrich the student experience and the school community. I'm really excited to present this year's Outstanding Student Organization Award to the Public Health Student Assembly. PHSA accomplished a lot this year on behalf of the students it represents. Here's just a sampling of what PHSA did. The organization built partnerships. PHSA joined forces with a number of student organizations to collaborate on events and projects throughout the school year, including Hibesa, Facade, SGDPH, and HIPSA. PHSA supported our community by organizing fundraisers to support Afghan refugee resettlement, the Humane Society, and Garrett's Space. PHSA also focused on communication and transparency and hosted student town hall, developed a cadence of meetings with school leadership, distributed bi-monthly emails to the student body, and created the SPH Student Organization Shared Inventory. Last but not least, PHSA supported our students. This organization coordinated a mentorship program for undergrad and graduate students, created more than 150 comfort kits, and created a sustainable SPH Student Support Fund. Please join me in congratulating the Public Health Student Assembly as the Student Organization of the Year. And let's welcome President Brandon Bond and Vice President Candace Keller up to accept this award.
Hi everyone. It's weird speaking in front of like real people at this time. But yeah, thank you so much for this award. This really is an amazing opportunity, and it never could have been done without the rest of our amazing PHSA board. So this goes out to all of you as well. I wish you all could be up here with me. And also, I wanted to highlight one really special person on our board, Danny Cole. If Kate can come up. You were instrumental to just the student body in general, and we could never have done anything without you, so we really appreciate everything that you've done. And yeah, this award is just as much yours as it is ours, so thank you so much. And have a great rest of your evening. Bye.
Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Laura Power, a faculty member at our school, and I'm the director of the Office of Public Health Practice. I'm so excited to be here to present the very first Excellence in Practice Award for our School of Public Health. I'd like to thank Dean Bowman and the school administration for their support in this new award, which highlights the importance of public health practice alongside teaching and research. This award complements the annual Excellence in Teaching and Excellence in Research Awards and recognizes a leader who has contributed significantly to experiential learning for students, to building capacity of the public health workforce, and to fostering meaningful, sustainable community academic partnerships. Public health practice is what we do as a community to ensure health for everyone. And ultimately, it is the reason why we are all here at SPH as students, staff, researchers, and educators. I'm so pleased that the first person to receive this award is Dana Thomas, as she really has defined excellence in public health practice for our School of Public Health and inspired many of us, including me. So I will now invite Phoebe Kulik up here to tell you more about our first Excellence in Practice Award winner, Dana Thomas. Phoebe.
Hi there. It's really nice to see everyone in person. I think this is the biggest gathering I've been to in a very long time. Certainly first public speaking in a really long time. So I'm really excited to share with you a lot of reasons why Dana is so great. Dana Thomas has spent most of her 17 years at the school in different roles within the practice office, most recently serving as Director of Public Health Practice from 2016 to 2021. She's currently the Program Director of the Future Public Health Leaders Program and Director of Student Development and Training for the Office of Global Public Health. Dana is so deserving of this award because she has defined what public health practice means for so many in the school's community. Her work in building opportunities for experiential learning has touched hundreds, if not thousands, of students, practitioners, faculty, and staff. Many of you are likely familiar with FAST, the Public Health Action Support Team, that engages students in local, national, and global deployments with public health practice partners. Dana led the expansion of FAST in her time with the practice office and built its reputation so that FAST was requested by the CDC and funded by a donor in 2019 to conduct a post-hurricane analysis of communities in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Another FAST project to note was a partnership with the Grenada Ministry of Education Drug Secretariat that resulted in an enhancement of the country's school alcohol and drug policy that was then adopted as a new law in 2017. So these are just a couple of many projects that Dana has led with FAST. Also important to mention is Dana's work with the Future Public Health Leaders Program, or FLIP, which engages underrepresented undergraduate students in public health. A number of FLIP alumni have gone on to pursue master's degrees or careers at the school, including Sade Richardson, who's our current practice office manager. So aside from these programs that Dana has led that make students excited for public health practice, she really goes above and beyond to support students informally. And over the years, I've seen a regular flow of students who come to Dana for advice, mentorship, or just a safe space to feel welcome. And like her students, I learned from Dana in the early part of my own career about cultivating long-term partnerships that are mutually beneficial, problem solving with a level head, and how to be a person that makes things happen. But my favorite lesson from Dana, the most important one, is how to make public health practice fun with a capital PH for public health. Dana is so creative and curious, and I often try to channel her. And so I just want to thank also the people who supported this nomination with me, Cleo Caldwell, Rohan Jeremiah, and Ms. Lael Valentin Cortez. And so with that, please join me in congratulating Dana as the first recipient of the Excellence in Practice Award.
I'm not necessarily long for keeping things brief, but I will in this case. It's such an honor. You never know how people see you. When you're doing the work, you're just doing the things that you love to do. So it's an honor to see that other people see the work that I'm doing and see it much more bigger than I see it myself. But I also want to say that I am just part of the journey of public health practice at the School of Public Health. I do want to acknowledge that I started in the Office of Community-Based Public Health under the leadership of the brilliant Toby Citron, and then working under Matt Bolton, who was the first dean of public health practice, and then later with Phyllis Meadows, who was the next dean, and then working with Angela Beck when the office merged with OSEP. And just want to acknowledge all of the people who I've worked with, Phoebe, and all the people I've worked with over the years, because without them, none of it would happen as well. And without the strength of the students, the curiosity of the students, that's all the reason why I've done the things that I've done. And so I know Laura Power and Sade Richardson will carry practice forward in new and innovative ways, and I'm looking forward to seeing it on the outside. And so I just want to thank everyone once again. It's definitely an honor. Thank you, Phoebe, for nominating me.
Hello again. Congratulations to all those who have been honored so far. It is now my honor to introduce the Eugene Feingold Excellence in Diversity Awards. Each year, the School of Public Health awards 2 individuals in our community with Feingold Awards. Eugene Feingold was a professor of health management and policy and was active in community organizations concerned with civil liberties, poverty, and racial discrimination. And since 2004, in the School of Public Health, we have presented an award in his honor. If you look down the list of past recipients, you'll see faculty, staff, and students who live up to the award's parameters of demonstrating an extraordinary dedication to developing diversity at the School of Public Health. And tonight, you'll hear about 2 individuals who excel in that regard, 1 staff member and 1 student. Their commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion is a commitment to strengthening our school community, and by their actions, we all benefit. I'm grateful to not only our award winners, but also to everyone who was nominated, and to the school-wide DEI committee for working through the selection process, and of course to the nominators who witnessed these acts, large and small, and decided to honor a colleague or a friend. Each day we make choices on how to act, and these 2 individuals are examples of making choices that build a more equitable and inclusive space. So I would like to invite the Chair of Health Behavior and Health Education, Dr. Cleo Caldwell, to present our first Eugene Feingold Excellence in Diversity Honoree. And I also want to just take a moment to recognize that Dr. Caldwell is one of our 2021 honorees as well. So thank you, Cleveland.
Thank you, Whitney. What a pleasure it is to present this award to Karen Sekirus. And this is the Feingold and Excellence in Diversity Award. Karen is the director of the Office of Foundational Learning and Practice with HBHE, where she's also leads our alumni engagement efforts and supports graduate student coordination. She wears many hats and therefore interacts with many, many people. That's across the department, that's across the school, and across our student populations. She connects with people as true individuals, meeting them where they are and providing genuine support. As one of our students put it, Karen embraces the true meaning of diversity. She appreciates and she welcomes everyone for who they are and shows that through her words and her actions. They went on to recognize Karen for her ability to cut through virtual, where demonstrating empathy can be a challenge. They said, Karen has shown me what it means to be a true leader. I have learned from her morals, values, kindness, grace, and appreciation for diversity. Many of my faculty colleagues have also supported Karen's nomination. And time again, they highlight her flexibility, her commitment to all students, and her dedication to learning and growing. One faculty member said of Karen during the pandemic, she seems to know every student extremely well. She has shown so much flexibility, empathizing, and understanding around their individual situation. She works hard and creatively to ensure that they are able to succeed in the program despite any obstacles they may face. For creating an academic home for our students, for creating a sense of belonging, and for leadership, I am so pleased to honor you, Karen. Please join me in congratulating Karen Sekirus, our 2022 Feingold Excellence and Diversity Award winner. And Karen brought company with her. All right.
I just wanted to briefly say thank you so much. I'm really humbled and honored by this recognition from the students. It meant so much from my faculty and staff colleagues, your support and recognition in this virtual time when it's been really hard to know if the reaching out through that screen was really getting through to anyone. So it is. All your efforts, they are being seen. And so that was really validating to receive this award, and I appreciate it. And I'm really grateful to work in HBG with such wonderful folks and at the school. So thank you so much.
So, good afternoon. I'm Deb Watkins. I'm a research assistant professor in the Department of Environmental Health Sciences and the chair of the DEI committee in the EHS department. I'm super excited to present the Eugene Feingold Excellence in Diversity Award to Rachel Morgan. Rachel is a fourth-year doctoral candidate in the department and is a shining example of a leader working to create a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive school and beyond. I want to share a few highlights with you from the past few years. During the difficult summer of 2020, Rachel was new to the DEI committee, but she jumped right into a leadership role. She organized a group to discuss racism in science and academia, as well as other relevant topics. We've sustained that momentum, and Rachel now leads a monthly departmental community conversation with topics that have ranged from anti-Asian racism to size diversity and inclusion and non-binary inclusion in the workplace. Throughout these conversations, Rachel has facilitated important but difficult discussions with grace, awareness, and empathy. Rachel has also specifically geared initiatives towards our students. When the committee identified a gap during increased virtual learning, Rachel was a key contributor to increased mentoring options for students. After a pilot year of mentoring for PhD students, this program will now be expanded to master's students coming this fall. So before I close, I also want to point out Rachel's role in a film screening event last fall. Following the screening of the documentary Picture a Scientist, which features female researchers discussing barriers, harassment, and discrimination, Rachel co-moderated a panel discussion. This event garnered helpful feedback and perspectives. Rachel is a true example of leading through her actions. Please join me in congratulating Rachel Morgan, the 2022 recipient of the Feingold Excellence in Diversity Award.
I do just want to say a couple of thank yous, primarily to the two wonderful women who nominated me for this award, Dana Dolinoy and Deb Watkins, not only for writing such wonderful things about me, but also for your unwavering support and enthusiasm for all things DEI and environmental justice. I also want to throw in my own sort of honorable mention to my date and kind of partner in crime in a lot of DEI events. Caitlyn Schwarz has led so many events and initiatives within our department. The mentoring program that Deb so wonderfully alluded to was actually thought of, initiated, and is currently being run by Caitlyn. And so I do want to just acknowledge her and all the work that she's put in. And then finally, I do want to just emphasize that, of course, no good, lasting, impactful DEI work happens alone. And I'm so grateful for both the EHS committee that I'm on, the SPH school-wide committee that I'm on, but also the leadership from Dr. Peoples, Dr. Neblett, and Dr. O'Neill. So thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Now we have another student organization that we would like to recognize through the Community Engagement Award. This award is presented to a student organization that has fostered community engagement through service activities, fundraising, advocacy, or other similar activities. The recipient for 2022 is Public Health Students of African Descent. You've heard a bit about this outstanding student organization already earlier today when they were honored with the Outstanding Event of the Year award. Here's a bit more about why they were selected for the Community Engagement Award as well. Facade is the oldest sponsored student organization at the School of Public Health, and since its inception, it is focused on creating community for students of African descent. It has done that in innumerable ways this year, specifically through meetings and events, and by building networks of support within the school and into the greater campus. This year, Facade also created many community service projects and outreach opportunities. A few highlights include distributing dinners to those with food insecurity during winter holidays and organizing a fundraiser for Sisters Network, which supports breast cancer treatment for Black women. Please join me in congratulating public health students of African descent as the 2022 Community Engagement Award recipient. Cecily Barnes is here to accept the award on behalf of Facade.
Hi, thank you so much for this recognition. Brenda's on the E-board with me. And on Asia and Nebi's absence, who are president and vice president, we really try to foster our work around creating a more inclusive community within and outside of SPH. And we are going to continue to lift as we climb for years on. So thank you so much.
right, now it's time to present the Rising Star Award to an emerging student organization leader. This award is designed for a student who has made significant contributions to a public health student organization and has demonstrated a great deal of potential for continued enrichment in public health. First, I'd like to provide Erin Mcmahon with an honorable mention. Erin was the president of the Nutritional Sciences Student Association this year and has shown exceptional leadership qualities. She's made sure everyone's needs were heard and met. She truly went above and beyond her role. So thank you, Erin. You can come on up. All right, so this year's Rising Star recipient is Caitlyn Schwarz. Caitlyn is a member of the Epidemiology Student Association organization. She is also a member of the Public Health Action Support Team, or FAST, which we've heard about a little bit earlier today. She also gives her time as an admissions ambassador. As an admissions ambassador, she connects with prospective students to share her experiences at Michigan and answers any questions that they may have. In her nomination, she was credited with contributing a great deal to ESO, always going above and beyond to organize events. Most importantly, her nomination tells of a leader who makes sure everyone participating in her student organization feels welcomed and included. Caitlyn made her mark on public health in her first year and is poised to do even more next year. Please join me in congratulating Caitlyn as a 2022 recipient of the Rising Star Award.
I'll keep it brief, but I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything without the incredible support of my family and friends, all the members of my cohort, and all the faculty and staff across the School of Public Health, just continuously fostering my personal and professional development. I'm constantly in awe of the incredible things all my peers at the School of Public Health are accomplishing. So it really feels like an honor to be receiving this. So thank you so much for everyone who supports me.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the next award for the Outstanding Graduate Student Instructor. GSIs across the school are essential to all of our teaching. And, they do everything. They help with both the planning, the management of the classes, but then also working with students to actually build the bridges to the content if they're having problems, or even just managing the grading sometimes with these large classes is monumental. We're fortunate in the school to be able to have dozens of great GSIs, people that are working sort of in their first teaching roles often, and that are really kind of learning to how to put their sort of keen and excellent intellect with kind of that caring and compassionate kind of work that we hope that kind of builds the bridges to people's future dreams through their degrees. And, last year was really, really hard because of the ways in which, we were all stretched personally as well as then professionally to try to do this kind of work. And so, this particular year's Outstanding GSI Award is almost like GSIing squared for what we had to do. To me, this is one of the coolest awards because it's recognizing somebody who is kind of tilting towards the academy, the ability to do great research, often as a PhD, but then also great teaching. They're not just future leaders, they're actually leading today. And for the large classes, this is immensely important and powerful. Our students are really, really lucky to be beneficiaries of some of these students and the work that they're doing. And I think that, this year's recipient is no exception. Molly Green was lauded, and we had just pages and pages of accolades, both by faculty as well as by the other students. And I loved one faculty member who was talking about sort of the unfailing devotion of Molly to the students, but it was not just that, but to the grading, which I think for anybody who's done grading, oh my gosh, for large classes that can be hard. But to give reflection that is both helping the student kind of deepen, but then also see how they've made, great contributions, that's the stuff that actually makes a big difference, I think, in a Michigan degree. The comments from the students were equally as grand, and to sort of keep that going, I'm going to invite Kylie Scott up to do the actual award. She's a junior studying public health, and I'm hoping that Kylie's here. Yes, thank you.
Hello, thank you, Dr. Cardia. Molly was my GSI for Public Health 200, and she was also an integral part of my capstone project for that class. The topic for my project was the relationship between Detroit's urban food environment and increasing obesity rates. From the moment I expressed interest in diving into course material from Public Health 200 and connecting it to this project, Molly demonstrated genuine excitement. This type of investigation was all new for me, and I faced a really steep learning curve. With Molly's guidance, I began analyzing source materials and developing a plan for the semester. Each week, I would come into office hours and discuss my findings, and she would teach me about new tools to help in my research. It was clear that her passion for the work was real, and she continued to demonstrate a strong interest in not only my work, but in me. Molly was one of the primary reasons I applied to the School of Public Health during my sophomore year, and she was always so approachable and available. Her mentorship instilled in me a profound impression of the caliber, dedication, and passion of public health instructors. Even after I finished my capstone project, I decided to keep working on it to polish it up. I'm so pleased to say that after a rigorous editing and review process, I will be published in the undergraduate journal Public Health in the spring. Like many students who were taught by Molly, I owe her a debt of gratitude. Thank you for everything you did for me, Molly. You consistently supported my classmates and I during a very tough pandemic semester, and as well as helped ignite in me a passion for public health. You are the type of instructor who makes students crave learning. Please join me in congratulating Molly Green, the 2022 Outstanding GSI Award winner.
I just want to say how honored I am to receive this award, and truly how thankful I am to have had so many opportunities to interact with students and faculty throughout my time here at SPH. It's been a joy and one of the best parts of my education here, so thank you.
All right, now it's time for two of our newest student-centric awards. So earlier, Sasha described one of the initiatives championed by the Public Health Student Assembly. It's a graduate student mentorship, undergrad, grad mentorship program. So both of our award winners participated in that mentorship program and demonstrated the values that set them apart. The Mentee of the Year embodies effective communication, expansion of their comfort zone, desire to learn from others, and their ability to follow through on commitments. The Mentor of the Year embodies patience, encouragement, resourcefulness, and the ability to empower their mentee. There are so many documented benefits of mentorship, including problem solving, self-evaluation, confidence building, and improved mental health. We're proud of all of our mentorship matches from the past year, but these individuals stood out from their counterparts. First, the Mentee of the Year is Victoria Minka. Her mentor enthusiastically endorsed Victoria, saying that she has been an inspiration. Victoria has been proactive and considerate and connects to discuss areas where she needs assistance, but also at times just to connect, to stay in touch. She is busy with both her academics and work, but her mentor says that she has remained active, curious, and positive. So please join me in congratulating Victoria Minka as the 2022 Mentee of the Year honoree.
I think like many others, I'm gonna be keeping it brief tonight, but I have to say a quick thank you to my mentor, Brandon Bond, who over many BOAs and just like frantic sort of what's next messages has been really wonderful throughout the entire process and encouraging, so thank you.
And now for our Mentor of the Year, Katherine Liang. In her nomination, she was recognized for having a passion for the next generation of public health students and is committed to the school. The nomination says her experiences in undergrad and grad school at SPH helped her develop a great awareness of a mentee's needs and how to foster and guide them in their personal development. Despite a busy schedule herself, including roles with PHSA, the DEI committee, and as an admissions ambassador, and on her synchronized skating team, Katherine makes time for her mentee and delivers information in a clear and thoughtful way. Her mentee says that the pair have developed a strong bond because of Katherine's empathetic approach that is both supportive and motivating. So please join me in congratulating Katherine as the 2022 Mentor of the Year.
All right, thank you so much to everyone that came out here tonight. I definitely wouldn't be here without my mentee, Rhea. I don't think she's here tonight. And additionally, I wouldn't be here without the mentors in my life. They've taught me a lot, one of them including Emily Uett, who's right here. So thank you very much for everything you've taught me. And I really do hope the next generation of public health students continues to be as excited about public health as I am. Thank you.
Our final Student Organization Award of the evening is the Rising Organization Award. This year's recipient is the Environmental Health Student Association. The Rising Organization Award is presented to a new or recently revitalized student org that has made significant contributions to the SPH community. The org also demonstrates the potential for continuing to enrich student life at SPH. This description is apt for the Environmental Health Student Association. During the 2020-21 academic year, participation waned under the weight of a mostly remote student experience. The typical events and activities associated with the org weren't possible. But this year, the trend is reversing thanks to a reinvigorated group of students. More than half of the org's board is serving for the first time, and a third of the board is first-year students. The org has bolstered its speaker sessions and designed more inclusive events for undergraduate students and non-EHS students as well. They also went above and beyond for a few initiatives, including a trash cleanup series in community parks, volunteering with middle school students to support science Olympiad competitions, and engaging with more alumni in diverse professional settings. Please join me in congratulating the Environmental Health Student Association as the 2022 recipient of the Rising Organization Award. President Lauren Ward will accept this award.
I'm back. All right. Our final student award of the night is the Unsung Hero Award. And the award recognizes someone for exactly that role. It is presented to someone without a formal leadership role, but who demonstrates a deep commitment to their student organization and student life at public health. with significant contributions that have enhanced our school community. This year, the award goes to David Fuller Jr. David was nominated by his peers from the Public Health Students of African Descent Student Organization. He is described as instrumental to the student organization and an example of leading without needing a title to do it. He could be counted on not only to attend meetings, but to ensure that everyone could share their perspectives. He also sought out opportunities to give of his time and talents. David co-chaired the Black History Brunch for Facade, which was a very successful event. I can say personally it was fantastic. Throughout the academic year, he has been curious, thoughtful, and active. So for all of his work over the past that flew under the radar, please join me in congratulating David Fuller Jr., the 2022 recipient of the Unsung Hero Award.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this award. It is truly an honor to receive it. Being a part of the Public Health Students of African Descent has been an amazing experience, and it has been a highlight of my first year as a graduate student in the School of Public Health. I cannot wait to join the E-Board this next coming academic year, and I'm very excited to see what the student organization has to offer for its membership and for the broader SPH community. So thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I'm John Meeker. I'm a professor of EHS as well as the Senior Associate Dean for Research at the School of Public Health. I have the honor of introducing our final award tonight, which is the Excellence in Research Award. The Excellence in Research Award recognizes outstanding scholarly or creative activity from our faculty. The award is given to an individual who has demonstrated outstanding research over either the long-term or particularly impactful work over a shorter period of time. We look for innovation, impact, and leadership, as well as research of an interdisciplinary nature, given the very complex problems that we face in public health. The School of Public Health has a long legacy for its groundbreaking research since our founding 80 years ago. While there are historically significant moments in our past, such as our role in the success of the polio vaccine, the recent past has been no less groundbreaking. We're living through history right now, and we have seen our researchers rise to the occasion. Our job is to make new discoveries and increase knowledge, and then take that knowledge out into the world to help whole populations lead healthier lives. It's a challenging but noble and fulfilling calling. The School of Public Health is home to a really productive faculty. For many years running now, our research productivity has increased gradually and is now over $95 million per year in support of our work. On campus, our faculty members have the highest per capita research activity as well, with well over $500,000 per faculty member per year. Among our world-class institution, the University of Michigan, we truly stand out, not due to the productivity facts I just mentioned, but more importantly to the profound impact of our research. I'm very pleased to represent research at today's ceremony as we honor Dr. Peter Song as the Excellence in Research Award winner. I'd now like to introduce the chair of the Department of Biostatistics, Dr. Bimar Mukherjee, to present Peter with this award. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. And I really want to first congratulate all award winners and nominees for today. And for SPH to SPH leadership for bringing us together in 3 dimensions. I really am very happy to be in a real room full of friends with a shared mission of improving human life and human existence. Thank you so much, everyone in the room. So I'm really overjoyed and ecstatic to introduce to you the final honoree in today's program, Professor Peter Shuokun Song, winner of the Excellence in Research Award. Peter told me that Shu means scholar and Kun means land. So his parents wanted him to own some scholarship and own some land. And I'm happy to report that he has achieved both. Peter joined the Michigan Biostatistics Department in January 2008 as a senior recruitment from the University of Waterloo. They are still crying, what a steal. Peter was already known at that time as a leading expert in longitudinal and correlated data analysis, spatiotemporal models, and high-dimensional statistics. In the last 14 years at Michigan, his interest shifted a little bit more to data science, data integration, distributed inference, and statistical learning. More recently, his team developed tools for modeling the transmission dynamics of SARS-CoV-2 using a Bayesian latent space model. I'm sure you love these biostatistics terms. This model was actually a key tool that my team used in modeling the pandemic in India, and for those 72 hours, I was always in the same Zoom room with Peter. Peter was also really the defining associate chair of research in the biostatistics department, and he was the inaugural associate chair, and he gave definition to this new position from 2018 to 2021. Peter has developed extensive collaborations within the School of Public Health and beyond. In his journey lecture, he shared with us that as a child, he used to carry the medical toolbox and accompany his mother, who was a physician in China, to her home visits. So his interest in health was in his genes and from his early childhood. His collaborative interests span across asthma, bioinformatics, biomarker development, chronic disease, epigenetics, environmental health sciences, nephrology, nutritional sciences, obesity, and statistical genetics. I wonder what's left. He wanted me to tell you that he has worked with 4 current department chairs: Karen Peterson, Dana Dolinoy, Cleo Caldwell, and me, as well as former Dean Noreen Clark. Thank you, Peter. We all needed you. Peter has published over 200 peer-reviewed papers and several influential software packages, garnering more than 15,000 citations till date. He has garnered extramural funding from NIH, NSF, as well as industrial funding from tech companies as well. Peter is a fellow of the American Statistical Association and the Institute of Mathematical Statistics. He is a fantastic teacher, a generous mentor of doctoral students and of junior faculty. When he's not thinking about Gaussian copula or state space models, he's immersed in classical music, acrylic printing, travel, badminton, or simply holding a plank. He wanted me to mention that his personal record is 20 minutes. We are not going to invite him to demonstrate that. I am so lucky to have Peter Song as my colleague and a friend. Please join me in congratulating Professor Peter Song, the richly deserving winner of this year's SPH Excellence in Research Award. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you so much, Burma. And wow, I still couldn't believe that I'm the person who have been selected as the to receive this award, given the big pool of the talents, outstanding researchers within school public health. And it's a thrill with this award that I think is most significant one in my career. And of course, I'd like to take an opportunity to congratulate all my colleagues who received the other SPH honors today. And I think that I'm very proud being here together with you to celebrate the great accomplishments, as one team in school public health. So of course that without a strong nomination from my department, I would not be able to receive this award. And also, I like to take the opportunity to thank my students who have worked very hard to produce high-quality research outcomes that have constantly improved my CV. And of course, Burma mentioned my colleagues and the collaborators, like 4 chairs of the department visiting school public health, and I really benefit a lot. They are my basically the reasons I enjoy so much doing research. With novel application in school public health and other medical research fields. Thank you so much.
what an amazing event. I can say at the close of my first year in the School of Public Health, an event like tonight reminds me of why it was such a privilege and an opportunity to join this community. So thank you for this. With a school as large as ours, it really is just not possible to know everything that's going on. But the beauty of an event like Public Health Honors is that it showcases outstanding contributions from all different roles across our community.
And to our students, thank you so much for your leadership. You're in the early chapters of your story, but you're already writing the future and having an impact. You truly embody the concept as leaving the school in a better place than when you found it. It's an honor to work closely with all of you. And again, congratulations.
When we started the program, we talked about discovering new stories that demonstrate deep levels of caring.
With the conclusion of Public Health Honors, we now have 15 more powerful stories to inspire us.
So let these stories provide a bit of a tailwind to move you through the conclusion of the semester and to help you find new opportunities to contribute the best of yourself to the SPH community, to the UM community, and to far, far, far beyond. On behalf of all of our presenters, all of our award winners, and all those who have joined us to celebrate tonight, thank you and have a lovely evening.